Peter Parker is sad. He has lost Gwen, the woman that he loves, and it's all Spider-Man's fault. He thinks back to how he became Spider-Man, the story that we're all familiar with. He's bitten by a radioactive spider, gains amazing powers, makes himself a suit and some web shooters, auditions for a TV show, lets a robber run past him, goes home to find that his Uncle Ben has been murdered, chases the murderer down, finds out that the murderer was the thief that he let escape, and then he vows to never again refuse to use his spider powers. But then his aunt gets sick, and he can't tell her about his secret identity, and then he fights like a dozen villains, and worst of all, his girlfriend has now gone to visit London, all because of Spider-Man. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is the Amazing Spider-Man issue 94 on Wings of Death. Peter ignores a headline about the Beetle and how he's at large to keep on thinking about his past. An interaction with Betty makes him think on their relationship and how Spider-Man stopped them being together. He remembers how he started working for Jonah, selling photographs of himself as Spider-Man, and then he remembers all the people in his life, all the people that have meant something to him. But it all comes back to Gwen. And since we've now used up half the issue on Flashback, and Peter has walked to see his Aunt May, action can begin. The Beetle breaks into a sweet shop, steals nothing, throws a wall at the cops, and then leaves. That's our action. Meanwhile, Peter arrives at his Aunt May's house, and both May and Aunt Anna are scared. Apparently Beetle has been harassing the neighbourhood, breaking into bike shops and bakeries, but never stealing anything, and no one knows why. May says Peter looks tired, probably from the 5-hour walk from Manhattan to Queens, and so she sends him to bed, while she goes out for some milk. Asleep, Peter has a nightmare, dreams of being Spider-Man fighting the Beetle, when his webs suddenly become chains, and Beetle picks him up, and his face is revealed as Aunt May? And Peter wakes to Aunt Anna shouting some terrible news. Aunt May has been kidnapped by the Beetle. And she has, kidnapped from the grocery store, and we learn why the Beetle has been breaking into random shops. It's because he knew that one of them backed up against a vault, and so he's here to steal money. And then he flies out, using Aunt May as a hostage to stop the police from firing on him. It also stops Peter, now dressed as Spider-Man, from attacking straight on. Instead, Spider-Man webs up a net and taunts the Beetle into letting May fall, before catching her and landing safely in that very net. But May is as scared of Spider-Man as she is of the Beetle, and so he leaves quickly, swinging after the villain. Spider-Man is able to kick the Beetle hard, angry that Aunt May was put in danger, and then he webs the Beetle's foot and pulls him down through a skylight and into an indoor pool. Beetle tries what he tried with the cops earlier and suckers onto a wall to throw it at the webhead, but Spidey is able to dodge, and so instead Beetle suckers onto Spider-Man instead. But our hero grabs hold of the Beetle and pulls him into the swimming pool, knowing that the Beetle's wings are too heavy for the Beetle to stay afloat. Spider-Man eventually rescues him, leaving him webbed up for the cops to find, and he meets Aunt May outside as Peter Parker, happy that she's safe, and believing that in some small way, he's paid off a part of that never-ending debt that he owes Uncle Ben. Thanks for watching and joining me on this journey to read every Spider-Man comic ever. Next week, Spider-Man goes to London, but until that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. This issue, while retelling Spider-Man's origin, makes one small change. Instead of becoming famous and then refusing to stop the robbery, Spider-Man is on his way to the TV studio instead, and his Uncle Ben dies the same day before Spider-Man even has a chance of being famous.